Hello everyone. Good morning to all. Welcome you all in this session. I hope I'm audible. My visibility is fine. So today we have to start module D, and in this module also we will do total round about 40 questions. So all the three modules we have completed A, B and C, the marathon class. And in capsule batch also we have completed module A, module B and uh, in C 2 units are left. 17 and 18, 16 and 17. So 2 units are left. Rest all the units we have completed. All right. Chalo. So let's start with module D and it's 40 questions. So before starting, if you have not yet enrolled in our capsule batch, still 2 days are left. So if you will enroll today, then you will get today's class, tomorrow's class, and all the previous recordings. So your last minute revision batch where you can revise all your ABFM, entire ABFM paper. So do enroll now in this capsule batch. 2 days are left only. And the batches are in both bilingual and in English medium. Now, the first question. So you have to find the correct option. Four statements are provided. And all these questions are from Module D, the hybrid finance, the startup finance, the sustainable development, sustainable financing, SPAC, AI. So what the statement first says that mezzanine finance sits between senior debt and equity in a firm capital structure. See, mezzanine finance, it is a type of hybrid security. And what is the feature of hybrid security? That it has both the benefits. It enjoys the benefit of debt also in debt interest, and when the investors want to convert their debt into equity, then they can convert that also. So mezzanine finance is a type of hybrid security. Yes. Now, mezzanine debt is usually secured by company assets. No, these are unsecured. These are not secured by company assets. So this is wrong. Convertible debentures in India earlier, whose approval was required? So controller of capital issues. Yes. But now, whose approval is required? The SEBI. And conversion period, if it is longer than 36 months, means 3 years, it is allowed, but only in two cases. The call and put option is provided. So that is conversion period. So call and put option both are provided. When it is longer than 36 months, then only conversion period is allowed. So this statement is also correct. Except statement 2, all the statements are correct. Here would be unsecured, not secured. So option B. So statement 2 is wrong. Convertible debentures, they have been used only since the early 1980s. At time, they were usually compulsorily convertible, not fully or partly. So before earlier time. So earlier, who has approved the convertible debentures given approval? So controller of capital issues used to decide all the terms and conditions related to convertible debentures. But now when the SEBI came into existence, so after that, the SEBI will decide all the terms and condition of the convertible debentures. So capital issues control, it was removed and SEBI came into existence. Now, question number second, match the following. Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. Now, descriptive analytics is what we are describing the phenomena. We are describing by seeing the past events, by seeing the past data, interpretation of past data. So descriptive analytics, this method involves the interpretation of historical data and key performance indicators to discover patterns and trends. Now, diagnostic means finding the reason why it occurred, why any issues occurred in the company, when you are making any informed decisions. So that is diagnostic means this type of analysis focus on previous performance to understand which factors, which particular trends are impacting your business. So that is diagnostic. Now, predictive means you are doing forecastings. So it is the process of applying statistics to estimate and evaluate future outcomes by employing statistical tools and models. All right. And prescriptive means how you can make something happen in the future. How you can make something happen in future. Suppose you want to increase your sales from 10% to 30% in future. Now, how you will going to make this happen? So that is your prescriptive analysis. So this approach makes use of data on previous performance to make recommendations how similar situations can be managed in future. So option number one. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1. Option D. All right, done. So two questions we have done so far. Now next. If fully convertible debentures, they have a conversion period that is longer than 18 months. Now, what is mandatory under the SEBI guidelines? If conversion time it is greater than 18 months, then what is mandatory? Listing on stock exchange, approval from shareholders, lock-in period of 3 years, or credit rating. So, if the convertible debentures, if their conversion time is more than 18 months, then a credit rating is required. So, it is mandatory. Now, so what are the features of convertible debenture? Now, it is required that conversion premium as well as the timing of conversion should be properly mentioned in the prospectus, and according to that, the debentures would be converted into equity shares later on at a predetermined price at a predetermined time. Now, if the conversion takes place at or after 18 months, before 13 months, means more than 18 months but before 13 months from the date of allotment, then conversion is allowed. And if the conversion duration it is longer than 36 months, it would only be allowed when put and call options are provided. So unless the conversion duration is given put and call options, no conversion period is allowed that is longer than 36 months. So you have to follow both put as well as call option. Now put and call option are what? In this call option, the company can call, the issuing company can call and pay to the debentures. They can buy back their securities, they can buy back their shares. And in put option, the investors they will go and they will claim their money from the company. That is called put and call option. Now, if fully convertible debentures have a conversion time longer than 18 months, then the mandatory credit rating is required. So, by seeing the credit score, then only debentures would be allowed to convert or not. So, henceforth, option D is the correct answer. Now, next question number 4. AI uses computer dash to conceptualize objects and dash to move them. And one request from you all, if you are watching this session for the very first time, kindly subscribe the channel because tomorrow we are having our final marathon at 6 p.m. onwards. So again, one last time before your exam, so we will revise all our concepts, the most important concepts. And if you feel sessions are helpful, do like the session and share it with others. So AI uses computer, sensors, artificial intelligence, vision. So AI computer uses vision to conceptualize objects and dash to move them. Now, with its computer vision, which objects the AI will use to make everything's very easy, all the work very easy. So that is robotics. So vision and robotics. Option B. Now, next question number 5. Dash is a subcategory of venture capital fund under category 1 alternative investment fund that raises funds from Dash and invest in accordance with the provision of chapter 3A of alternative investment fund regulations. So in category 1 AIF, who provide the venture capital funds? in category first of AIF who provide the funds to the companies, to the startup companies, the private equity, angel fund, hedge fund, or real estate fund. So angel fund they will provide in category one, and as and when in different categories, different funds will be provided. Now in category three, which type of funds are provided? Hedge funds are provided, PIPE are provided. That raises fund from angel investors. So angel fund will be raised from angel investors. Option B. So raises fund from angel investors and invest in accordance with the provision of chapter 3A. Name the chapter 3A is important. Now, next question number 6. As per the Startup India Action Plan, two eligibility parameters of turnover in corporation date are turnover for any of the financial year has not exceeded rupees 10 crore. Up to 5 years of the incorporation, the company should have been incorporated for up to 5 years. Turnover has not exceeded 10 crore and company should not have incorporated up to more than 15 years. It should have incorporated up to 15 years. Turnover for any of the financial startup has not exceeded 25 crore and incorporation 5 years. Turnover for any of the financial year should not have exceeded 100 crore and up to 10 years from the date of incorporation. Now, so initially it was how much? It was 25 crore the turnover, but in expanded definition, the turnover has been increased from 25 to 100 crore. Now, in initial definition, those companies who have been incorporated up to 5 years, they would become under startup. But now in expanded definition, it is 10 years. So option D is the correct answer. And eligible startups, they can claim deductions under section for any of the three consecutive years. So the tax benefit, the deduction, they can claim for any of the three consecutive years out of 10 years. Like 2000, okay, to 2009. This is the 10 years. Now in this 10 years, so you can get the deduction any consecutive years, like 2005, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, like this. Now, next, question number 7. Which of the following statements are true? Statement 1 and statement 2. All the questions are important. See, you will not going to get the same question in the exam, but yes, if your concepts are clear, then you can easily crack any of the question. So questions are, we used to practice questions with you just for making your concepts more clear, crystal clear. As per the section 43, Companies Act, preference share capital in case of company limited by shares, shareholders they would get a preferential right with respect to dividend. Yes, a fixed amount of dividend they preference shareholders they used to get. Now, if the preference shareholders are fluctuating, then they will get the dividend in a fluctuating manner. But normally the preference shareholders they always get the dividend that is at fixed rate. And if the companies get wind up or companies get liquidated, so preference shareholders they also get the value, the liquidation value. They are also the part of getting liquidation value. Now, statement 2, as per section 47, if any preference shares they are not getting the dividend of 2 years or more, then those preference shares would be given one benefit. What is that benefit? They will be given the voting right. So they have the right to vote on all matters of the company. So if the dividend is not given for 2 years or more than that to preference shareholders, then preference shareholders would be provided a right to vote. They would be given right to vote to participate in all matters of the company. And these provisions are under section 47. So both the statements are correct. Now, what is the primary purpose of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 in terms of startup companies? How does it affect the winding up of the process of startup companies? See, normally for all the companies in IBC code, what is the tenure? The time period is 180 days. But for startup companies, it is being said that these companies are entirely a new type of company. They have a different business model. They have a different problem statement. So for these companies, the time period is as soon as they can wind up their companies, it is benefit for them. So the primary purpose for the code is to expedite all resolution of insolvency cases and wind up their, and it is allowed to permit startup companies to wind up their activities within 90 days. So for normal companies, it is 180 days, but for startup companies, they have to wind up their all business within 90 days under IBC 2016. Option B. Now, question number 9. Four statements, five statements are provided. AI supports personalized medicine in healthcare. Yes, it's correct. Now, predictive analytics are what? Predictive analytics where the companies, where the banks, the institutions, they can forecast with the help of AI tools, with the help of statistical models to forecast their future events, correct? Now, Qflow pipeline orchestrate machine learning workflows through component containers. Now, Qflow pipeline is what? See, it is just a pipeline. Pipeline, what is the work of pipeline? The flow of one thing to another, from one area to another area. So, similarly, in computers, in systems, the data needs to be transferred from one place to another, but that data should be transferred in a sequence manner. So all the information, all the relevant things are required to uh, transfer from one place to another. That is Qflow pipeline ML workflows through component containers. Correct. Now, search and optimization heuristics. So these are what? Search and optimization heuristic. These are your AI tools. So these removes unlikely options like pruning. So pruning means something that is not directly related to the context. The bad option is there. So it helps to remove that. Yes. And in NLP, that is natural language processing. Now, what is NLP? NLP, it is the process that helps to understand. So that helps to understand the human language. So it helps the computers to understand the human language so that computer can read whatever we read, the computer can read in that manner, write, speak. So that is just because of natural language processing, NLP. It can detect emotions from text. Yes, this is also correct. So all the five statements are correct. Now, so these are the tools and techniques of AI: search and optimization, heuristic, logic, probabilistic methods, and classifiers. Now, search and optimization is what? It helps in finding the solution for any level of problems, and that too with removing bad options. So AI searches through many possible solutions, remove bad options. Like if you want to go somewhere and if you don't know the place exactly, so you will find the shortest route in Google Map. So all the wrong routes, it will be eliminated. That is search and optimization. Now, heuristic is what? Heuristic means learning from discovery. You are learning something from discovering that particular thing or item. So smart guesses to save your time during search, that is heuristic method. Like chess computer ignores useless moves. Logic, proper reasoning, the system, the AI, it uses rules and reasoning, why it is happening, what we can do to make this happen, how we can make it better. That is the medical diagnosis tools expert system. Probabilistic is also based on probability, on assumptions. So guesswork, like weather forecasting, there are chance that 80% it will rain today. So not 100% chance, but 80% chance. So it will also work on the assumption basis on it is entirely a hypothetical. And classifiers and statistical, that is learn from data to predict or categorize all the things, to recognize pattern and make predictions. So these are all the five tools of AI, tools and techniques of AI. Now, so Qflow pipeline is what? Qflow pipeline, it is a tool that is designed to help and build all the workflows, but in step-by-step process. It follows your sequence. So making information, transferring information, data from one place to another, then training all the models in that, then assigning each work to each system, to each part of the unit. That is why it is done with the help of Kubeflow pipeline. Like one layman example, basic example is provided to you. Suppose you want to bake a cake. Now, for baking a cake, you need ingredients, you need to mix them, you need to bake them, then you need to decorate them. So, AI in this project is having all these steps. And Kubeflow pipeline is what helps in making it helps to achieve the ultimate result in a sequence manner. So, it automates all these things like data preparation, so cleaning and organizing your data, then model training. So after once you organize your data, then you will train your data. So you will teach the AI that what actually we want the conclusion, what result we actually want. So once you have trained the model, then that model will run. So model testing means you will run the model and you will test it that whether all the things which we have embedded in there, it is actually working or not. And finally, that is deployment, then putting the AI model into action. So putting that AI model in different gadgets, in different things, so that that gadget would become AI enabled. Okay, like we have Alexa, all these things. Now, Qflow pipeline let you automate and connect these steps into a single smooth process. So it helps to manage and run all the workflows across different computers to make it more efficient. All right, so these are your questions. Now, question number 10, it's the 10, 11, 12, and 13. These four questions are from this single case study. XYZ Bank, and we have this question on, okay, PNCPS. So XYZ Bank, Bank A, Tier 1 capital issue. Question is case studies on perpetual non-cumulative preference shares. Very important topic. Now what it says, XYZ Bank plans to issue perpetual non-cumulative preference shares to strengthen its Tier 1 capital. Now Tier 1 capital is core capital. What are the issue amount? Issue amount is 1000 crore. Dividend is floating dividend linked to government security. So as the value of security increases or decreases, so the dividend rate would also fluctuate. Call option, it is 5 years, means bank can call, companies they can call and they can pay your money back, they can buy back the shares, but the investors they don't have the option. They don't have put option, only call option is allowed. Now, foreign institution and investors, they propose to subscribe to 60% of the issue and XYZ banks to allow loans to customers using PNCPS as collateral. So there are many things that are not related to PNCPS and there are certain things that are correct regarding to PNCPS. Now you have to tell me which one is correct and which one is wrong. Now, is XYZ bank's call option valid? Is it valid? Here it says that call option, bank can use call option, but after 5 years. So is it a valid option? Yes, it is valid because call allowed only after 5 years. Okay, first it's better. Let's do this quickly. Now, P and CPS is what? Perpetual non-cumulative preference shares. Now, you know all preference shares are what? These are the shares that are given some type of preference. Now, non-cumulative means areas of areas of preference shares are not cumulated. If any year the company has not paid dividend to their shareholders, then in next year those shareholders are not allowed to claim the dividend of the previous year also. So that is non-cumulative. And perpetual means non-ending. That will continue work. Or we can say irredeemable. Now, so this type of preference shares, it is issued only by Indian banks as a part of additional Tier 1 capital. The instrument should be issued by bank. Now, bank boards will decide that how much P and CPS we have to raise. If the bank needs more money, bank will issue more P and CPS. Now, perpetual non-cumulative preference shares. Additionally, Tier 1 capital cannot exceed 1.5% of risk-weighted asset. Now, the money which the bank has obtained by issuing P and CPS. So, bank additionally Tier 1 capital, it cannot exceed 1.5% of RWA. If anything extra amount is left by issuing, then that would be settled in Tier 2 capital. And that too not below 2%. See, remember in Tier 1 capital, it cannot increase 1.5%. It can be 1.5%, but not more than that. But in Tier 2, it should always be less than 2%. Anything less than 2% is okay. And if the Tier 2 capital, if question asks that 2% is valid, no, not valid. It should be below to 2%. 1.5% exact, it is valid, but it should not be more than that. 2% is not valid, it should be less than 2% only. So any additional P and CPS issued by bank can be added. Excess P and CPS can be considered as Tier 2 capital, but it should be less than 2% of RWA. Now, P and CPS, they don't have any maturity date. The dividends, investors' dividends, they may be fixed or fluctuating. P and CPS should not have put option. P and CPS should have only call option. And that too when the instrument has run for at least 5 years. The call option is only acceptable when the instrument PNCPS has run for at least 5 years. To exercise this call option, bank have to take the permission from RBI. Now, foreign institutional investors, all NRI, they can invest. FII can invest up to 49%. NRI can invest up to 24%. Now, this is for single FII and this is for single individual NRI. Principles of instruments, it must be repaid only when RBI has given the approval and bank cannot grant any kind of advances against P and CPS. So these are all the important points related to P and CPS. Now let's move back to the question. So call option is valid? Yes, because call allowed only 5 years. Now, can financial institutional investors, they can subscribe to 60% of the issue? No. Why? Because the limit is 49%. See over here. Limit is 49 for FIIs and NRI 24. In the question, it says it is 60%. So, no, limit is 49. Now, can XYZ allow loans using P and CPS as collateral? No. No loans are allowed. No, it is prohibited. Option D. And what type of dividend structure is XYZ using? It is written over here. That is floating rate, means fluctuating. Floating means what? Fluctuating. And it is cumulative, adjustable, participating, non-cumulative. So XYZ, that is P and CPS, fluctuating and non-cumulative. So option D. All right. Wait, it would be non-floating. It would be adjustable. That is floating. Dividend structure it was asking, so option B. And this is option D. Clear? So we have B, C, D, B. B, C, D, B. All answers are there. Now, next. Question number 14. FCCB, foreign currency convertible bonds, mezzanine finance, warrants, preference shares. Now, foreign currency convertible bond, again, this is your hybrid security. It is issued in foreign currency, but it can be converted into equity shares later on. Issued in foreign currency. Mezzanine finance, it is a type of unsecured, high risky finance where the option is provided to convert it into equity when the default has been done. Option on default. When the borrower has done any kind of default, now the company gives option that you can convert your debt into equity shares of my company. So that is Magine Finance. Now warrants are what? Warrants right is provided to them. You can exercise your warrant, but no obligation is there. Only right is provided. So these are again the hybrid security. In warrants, till the time you want to enjoy the benefit of interest, you will enjoy. After that, if you want to convert your warrants into equity share, then it can be converted. So warrants are long maturity plus it causes dilution, the ownership of the existing shareholders. And preference shares are what? The dividend priority over common equity. Means first dividend would be provided to preference shareholders, and then if any amount is left, then that dividend will be given to equity shareholders. So 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, and 4. 2, 1, 3, 4. Option A. Now, 15 question. Just now we have done this. Under Section 80 IAC, what is the maximum period within which an eligible startup they can claim 100% tax deduction on profit for any of the three consecutive years? So, within how many years, any of the three consecutive years, the deduction is allowed? So, out of 10 years, any of the three consecutive years, the deduction is allowed. So, within the first 10 years from the year of incorporation. Next, Startup India Seed Fund Scheme primarily mission is what is the primary mission for SISFS? So, who are those startups? They can get the benefit of Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. They can apply for Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. And what is its primary mission? See, seed fund scheme is provided now. Seed fund is what? It is for initial level of funding. Initial level of funding. Now, when the startup companies they need initial level of funding uh, when they want to work on the product, when they want to develop their prototype product, commercialization for entering into different markets for the final stage of production. So to provide funding to startup for proof of concept, product trials, product testing, prototype development, commercialization, and market entry. Option B. Now, question number 17. Startup India Yatra, then incubators, grand challenge. Four statements are given. Now, Startup India Yatra focus on Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities to collect all the entrepreneurs, the skilled entrepreneurs, not entrepreneurs, the skilled entrepreneurs from Tier 2 and Tier 3. That is why Startup India Yatra program is being made. Now, Incubator Grand Challenge. In this, the incubators will provide you the technical and financial assistance, technical plus financial assistance under Atal Innovation Mission. Wing is this program is basically for to support women entrepreneurship training. And Inspire it is meant for college graduates. No, it is for the teenagers, means from 10 to 17 years of age. So preparing innovative business. Okay, those who have high level of skill on science and technology. That is Inspire. So full form is what? Innovation in science pursuit, inspire research. So innovation in science pursuit for inspired research. That is the full form of inspire for. All right. So this only fourth one is wrong and rest of the three statements are correct. Option A. So it serves students aged 10 to 15, not college graduates. Now, next question number 18. Yes, correct. It's D. Dash of the Companies Act 2013 states that issue of irredeemable shares it is prohibited and puts an outer limit for redemption of the period not exceeding. See, normally irredeemables these are not allowed for a maximum period of more than 20 years. Maximum 20 in within 20 years the companies they have to redeem their shares. They have to buy back their shares within 20 years. It is allowed only in one case, that is in case of infrastructure projects, because infrastructure projects, these are for long-term period, these are for 20, 25, 30 years. So that is why for them, the irredeemable period, it can be extended to 20 years from the date of their issue, but permits issue of preference shares for a period exceeding 20 years for only infrastructure project. Now, under which section it is said this? Which of the section contains all the provision related to irredeemable and redeemable shares? 53, 50, 43, 55, 47, and 62. So that is section for 55. B. Option number B. Yes. Now, next. Question number 19. A convertible bond with a par value rupee 500 rupees being sold for 520. Now, what is the conversion price if conversion ratio is 20? Tell me. Conversion price. Now, what is the formula of conversion price? The par value of any instrument, bond, debt upon the conversion ratio. So, par value is how much? It is given 500. No matter it is sold for 520. We have to consider this amount divided by 20. So, that is 25. So, rupees 25. So, what is the conversion price? Rupees 25. So for converting one bond into equity shares, how much you have to pay? That is rupees 25. Now, next, question number 20 from Black-Scholes model. Which of the following is not a direct input variable in the Black-Scholes option pricing formula? Strike price, spot price, expected dividend yield, or volatility of the underlying asset. Now, what is Black-Scholes model? Black-Scholes model is what? See, Black-Scholes basically it is a mathematical model and that is used to find the fair prices of call or put option. It helps the traders know what an option should be worth today in the market based on certain different factors. And those factors it includes in different five elements. Like if you are buying any option, now the value of that option depends upon how high or low the stock price is today, how much time is left, you can make more profit, how much more time you are left with, how risky the stock is, how much volatility it is associated with the stock, then interest rate, how far the strike price is from today's price. So Black-Scholes, it will tell you what an option should cost today by estimating the probability of making the money before it expires. So what is the value of the option that is worth today in the market? So it includes your five total elements. So now from that five elements, we have strike price, spot price, expected volatility of the underlying asset, but expected dividend yield, This is not one of the five elements. So option C is the correct answer. So these are current price of the underlying asset, strike price, time, risk-free interest rate, and volatility. But dividend yield is not a part. Now, one quick information for you all. So, if you have not yet enrolled in our capsule batch, still 2 days are left. You can enroll and you can watch the live classes in these 2 days also. And rest of the classes, the recording are still available. This session is both, the batches are both in bilingual as well as in English medium. And if you want to watch the session in English medium, you can join from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening. And if you want to watch the session in Hindi medium, that is Pradyuman sir, so you can watch from 7 to 9 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so do enroll now if you have not yet. This is your last minute revision batch. Now, question number 21. Five statements are provided. So for Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, who are the startups they are eligible for having the Startup India Seed Fund Scheme under this SISFS? Now, a startup for SISFS for having the seed fund benefit of seed fund from the Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, the startup should be must be recognized by DPIIT and not be more than 2 years old. Correct. Now, startup should use a well good technology, updated technology in their product business model. That is also correct. Now, startups companies they should have already received more than 10 crore. No, it is less than 10 crore. The financial assistance from any government. At least 51 shareholding must be held by Indian promoters in the startup as per Companies Act. Yes. And startups should work in social impact also like education. They should provide the positive impact to these sectors, education, health, agriculture, defense. So this is also correct. Now, so correct combination is 1, 2, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Option A. This should be less than 10 crore, not more than 10 crore. Okay, so maximum government support, because maximum government support is 10 million, 1 crore, and startup receiving more than are not eligible. Now, next question number 22. Now, that was for the startup companies, how any startup companies can arrange for seed fund from the Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. Now, who are the, how incubators, how the startup companies can get the benefit of incubators? So incubators must be, now incubators are what? Incubators are those persons who can provide the technical plus financial assistance to the startup companies. Technical and financial assistance. So these must be legal entities such as any society. These could be any society, incubators, trust, section, individual, or any statutory body. Now, incubators must have been operational for minimum of 2 years and the capacity is 25 seat. At least the incubators should have worked in five different startups at the time of application. If any incubator is not a government support, it must have been active for minimum 3 years in the startup companies and submitted two audited financials and incubated in 10 startups. Minimum worked for 3 years in 10 startups and two audited financials. Now, the money which the incubators has arranged for the startup companies, the incubators they can arrange from any third party private funds, means the incubators they can arrange from third party the funds and those same funds can be provided in the startup companies as seed funding. No, it is not allowed. So incubators cannot use third party private funds. Here it was saying it can use. No, so this is wrong. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are correct. So incubators cannot use third-party private funds for seed distribution in early startup companies. Now, 23, very easy. Just now we have done FII and NRI may invest up to how much? 49.24, and each investor limit is 10% and 5%. Option A, PNCPS. Next, question number 24. What is bootstrapping? What is crowdfunding? What is Series A? What is scaling stage? Anyone can tell what is bootstrapping? Now, bootstrapping is what? When you are using your own savings, when you have arranged the funds you have kept it for, you have kept aside for future use. So that is what? That is bootstrapping. Using your own money in your startup companies, that is bootstrapping. So it generally happens in the idea phase, because for idea phase no one will give you such huge amount. You have to arrange from yourself only. So your savings would be the better option. Now, crowdfunding is common in seed stage. Seed stage, see, this is just the idea which you have planned in your mind. Now, in seed stage, you have already started working on that plan. So, crowdfunding means you can arrange from your relatives. Now, crowd means what? More and more people. And funding means if all these people will provide you the funds, like you can arrange from relatives, you can arrange from peer members, you can arrange from friends, you can arrange from parents. So, that is crowdfunding. Series A, it is used for expanding user base, the prototype product, and you can reach to different geographical area. Yes. Scaling, it is high level funding which uses VC funds for with large ticket size. The huge amount are included in scaling stage. It is for the expanding business to different countries, globally expanding the business. Then the scaling stage funds are provided. And exit options include acquisition also, selling to another company through IPO. All the five statements are correct. All five are correct. Now, next, question number 25. Which statement is incorrect about PNCPS? So, PNCPS in additional tier 1 capital, it cannot exceed 1.5%. If extra capital is met, then it can be used in tier 2 capital, but it should be less than 2%. It should be less than 2%. It should not more than be 1.5%, and it should be less than 2%. PNCPA should not have call option. No. PNCPA should not have put option. Call option is allowed after 5 years. Put option is not allowed. Okay, so D is your incorrect statement. Now, question number 26 and 27. Which of the following is not a component of Inspire scheme? Just now we have seen its full form and what is Inspire all about. Now, which one is not a component? So we have seats, that is scheme for early attraction of talent, for higher education because it caters to 10 to 16 years of age, scholarship for higher education, she assured opportunity for research careers, but National Science Talent Program, it is not a component of Inspire. What is the eligibility for the Inspire She scholarships? She scholarship Inspire. Top 20% in class 10, 90% in any subject, top 1% in class 12 board and pursuing natural sciences at undergraduate level or only for engineering students. So this is eliminated because it is not for engineering, it is for research, it is for science. So top 1% in class 12th board and pursuing national sciences at undergraduate level. Then only the scholarship would be provided under Inspire scheme. So Inspire scheme has three official components, the seeds, the SHE and AORC. And these are confirmed as the core parts of the Inspire scheme implemented by DST. So this is one who has implemented all these three official components. All right. And there is no mention of component called NSTP. So this option is not any part of any further scheme. And 27 we have correct option C. Now next question number 28. GEM. The GEM is government e-marketplace. The GEM Startup Runway initiative allows startup to what is GEM? So GEM Startup Runway initiative is what? So it is a special type of platform that is launched on the government e-marketplace. Why? To help startups so that those startups they can sell their innovative products and services directly to the government department. So instead of selling to its ultimate user, the first they will sell to the government department. So see how you can sell. So this with this startup with this runway initiative, you can sell directly to the government. So it is a direct selling channel created by the government where startups they can showcase their new innovative products and government buyers they can purchase them very easily. If they like, then they will purchase the product. Why government is doing this? So to promote innovation, uh, to support new startup companies, to make it easy for government departments to buy innovative solutions. Then, if any, if these startup companies, if they are lying anything lacking behind, then the government, after using that product, will tell that okay, these are the things that you should also add to make your ultimate customers happy for young companies. So that is why these initiatives are made for the startups to provide the best services to ultimate users. So that is e-marketplace for the government after undergoing a trial period and receiving buyers rating. Now, as of 2025, which of the following research parks are associated with IITs? IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Guwahati, Bombay, Kharagpur, Hyderabad, and IISc Bangalore, or all of the above. So all of the above are the correct answer because all these are all the research parks. So IIT Delhi, Madras, Kanpur, Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Guwahati, Kharagpur, Hyderabad, and one Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So answer A. Now, question number 30 and question number 31. Two statements are given. Data segregation. Now, there are two words. One is aggregation and one is segregation. Now, aggregation means what? Combining everything. Combining things, that is aggregation. And segregation means separating. So you can learn in this way. SE stands for segregation, SE for separation. Like if I say that, suppose if I'm doing any, okay, I'm collecting data for my sample. Now, if I'm saying that XYZ school is there, okay, I'm saying that how many students are there in your school who like science subject from class 1 to class 10. So this is what this is becomes more specific. So first you will separate to those students who are um, who are good in the science field, then those who are not good in science field. So there are many students who are good in science, but still they don't get much marks. They don't score more marks. Or on the basis of marks, on the basis of score, you are judging those students. So this is you are separating, you are segregating the everything. So those students who like science, those students who like maths, those students who like Hindi. So science, let's take in more subject, maths, Hindi. So this is what you are separating the data of all each and every student. That is segregation. Now aggregation is what, if I ask that how many total students are there in your school. So you will collect the data. You will see that in class one there are different sections. You will sum up all these students in section A. How many students B, C. Likewise in class two also different sections are there. You will total all the students. You will sum up all the students. So likewise you will find how many students are there in your school. So this is what, this is aggregation. So combining different efforts in one, that is aggregation, and separating everything from the whole of uh, from overall things. If you are separating all the data, that is called segregation. So data segregation in banking refers to separating sensitive customer data from general data to enhance security. Yes. And data segregation makes it easier to comply with data privacy. Yes, this is also correct. So both the statements are correct. Now 31, which of the following best describes data mining? So there are two things. One is text mining and one is data mining. Now, one is text mining and one is data mining. Now, different types of data are provided to you, and if you are picking the relevant data for your company, suppose this data is important, this data is important, this data is important. So you are doing data mining. Similarly, the text, we have long text. Now this statement is not important for me. This is not important. Yes, this information is important for me. So this is what, this is text mining. So from multiple of information, multiple of things you are getting, you are picking the relevant things from that multiple of data, multiple of information. That is called data mining or text mining. So extracting useful patterns and knowledge from large data sets. Option B is the correct answer. So A and B. Now, next question number 32. Five statements are given. Chatbots improve customer engagement using natural language processing. Yes. AI is irrelevant for cybersecurity due to high false positive. It is irrelevant or it is relevant. If there is high false positives, so AI is relevant for cybersecurity, for maintaining the security so that you can generate the positive result and you can ignore all the false or unrelated result. Hybrid intelligence system is used for stock market prediction and portfolio management. See, hybrid intelligence system is, hybrid means what? Combination of two things, two or more than. So even if you are using how much AI, even if you are using how much innovative things in your company, in your business, still you need human intervention. Human interference is still needed. Now, the AI will tell you about the data. AI will store all the data, will whatever data and information you will provide, the AI will work on that. The system will work on that. But the data you have to provide, the information humans have to provide. So we cannot automate everything through AI. So still hybrid intelligence system is required. So for stock market prediction, for making predictions, you can use the AI, you can use system, you can use tools. But for portfolio management, how much, when, for what period of time, we need humans. This is also correct. This is two is wrong. This is correct. Now, robo advisory provides automated investment support, 24/7 support. Yes. And predictive analytics extracts future trends from patterns. Yes. For finding the future, for result in future course of action. So this is also correct. So two is incorrect. So one, three, four, five. Answer A. Now, which of the following best describes big data? What is big data? Large set of data, large amount of data for making informed business decisions, for doing business data analytics. That is why we require big data. So extremely large and complex data sets that require advanced tools for processing. Now, which of the following is not a characteristic of big data? Means which one of the following is not a part of three V's of big data? Volume, velocity, variety, visibility. So three V's of big data is volume. Volume means what? That how much quantity how much quantity the data is being transferred. Velocity talks about the speed, and variety means different types of data. Amount of data. Volume is amount of data. Speed of data and types of data. Visibility is not a part of three V's. So we have volume, amount of data generated, like how much in online transaction, in offline transaction, how much data we have generated, the customers data, the company's data, the product data in kilobyte or terabyte. So starting from bits, then bytes, then kilobytes, so that is KB, then megabyte, KB, MB, GB, gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes. So these are what your the uh, storage. Okay, data storage devices. Now, velocity means speed of data and variety means structured, unstructured means types of data. In what form? Online images, JPEG format, or WMV format, WAV format. So this is variety types of different types of data. All right. Now, question number 35. Which of the following statements about Green Credit Initiative are correct? It aims to encourage sustainable environmental practices. Yes, green credit initiative means if you are working on any project, on any investment, you should have to make clear that it should not create any kind of negative impact in the society. So it aims to encourage the sustainability efforts. Yes, it is designed to mitigate all the climate changes effect, to combat climate change. Yes, it is only applicable to the energy sector. Again, is it only applicable to energy sector? No, it is applicable to many other sectors, not only in energy sector. It promotes plantation on wasteland and recover catchment areas. Yes, plantation of trees, that is afforestation. So A, B, and D are correct. Now, question number 36. Yes, it's 33C. Which of the following statements about SPACs are correct? Now, what are SPACs? Special Purpose Acquisition Companies. Now, what are SPAC? See, suppose you have your company A Limited. Now, this is your company. Now, you want to acquire any company, but for acquisition, you have to invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, then extra labor, extra workers, then cost, extra money. So all these things would be needed extra. So where you are doing your regular work, now you have to You have to search the target company, you have to analyze the target company, you have to evaluate the proper valuation of that target company. So multiple work will be there for you if you are thinking to acquire any other company. So now for that, A Limited is making one company, and the work of this company is just to find the target company, okay, to arrange all the how the target company the valuation will be done. So for this, one company is made, and that company, let's suppose A Limited is made, A Limited has made C Limited. Now this C Limited is what? Yours back. So this company is created intentionally, specifically for one purpose. And what is that purpose? To acquire the target company. To acquire, to first to search the target company, then the shareholders, the SPAC company, they will arrange funds through IPO. Then the funds would be kept under the trust account that will be held under the trustees. Then once you have found the target company, then certain negotiation, evaluation, valuation, everything will be done. And finally, when you have done all the things, the SPAC company will transfer the ownership of target company to the core company. And if shareholders of the SPAC company, if they want, they can be the part of the new company that is formed, or if they want, they can take the exit. So this is the whole process of SPAC. Although it's a big process, but we cannot explain right now. And yes. So which of the following statements are correct? So SPAC, it is a company formed to raise capital through IPO. Yes, so SPAC companies will raise capital through IPO, initial public offering, for purpose of acquiring or merging with an existing company. Yes, at the time of IPOs, the SPACs, they don't have seen. These SPACs are, they are just formed for any specific function. They don't have their own core business operations. This is also correct. They are required to return money to investors if an acquisition is not completed within time frame. Yes, the investors, they have invested in the SPAC company. Now, if the SPAC company is unable to fulfill all the work, unable to find the target company, unable to make money and repay to the investors, so in that case, what happened? If the time period is given 2 years, if in these 2 years SPAC companies are unable to acquire any company, then the investors, they will ask their money back. So SPAC companies, they have to return the money back to the investors, those who have provided in the SPAC company. So required to return money to investors if acquisition is not completed within time frame. And that time frame is what? 2 years. 2 years, or we can say 24 months. Now SPACs must have a minimum of 3 years. No, it has a minimum of 2 years. So this is wrong. So A, B, C are correct and D is wrong. Now 38, 37 and 38. So everyone, please join tomorrow. We are going to have our YouTube final marathon starting at 6 p.m. onwards. So 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. or 11:30 p.m. So we'll try to complete in 5:30 hours to 6 hours entire ABFM paper once again. Now, assertion and reasoning. Transparency is a key principle of ethical AI. Yes. Why? Because AI system must always remain in black boxes to protect proprietary data. No, not in black boxes. So this is wrong. So A is true, R is false. Now, next, assertion and reasoning of predictive analytics. So predictive analytics enables forecasting future outcomes using patterns. So we will analyze everything. We will make predictions for our all future outcomes using different patterns. Correct. Machine learning models, they cannot identify patterns in historical data. No, machine learning, they can identify the patterns even in historical data as well. So A is correct. Again, R is wrong. Option A. Now, question number 39. Last question. I guess it's last. Yes. Four statements are provided. Now, customer acquisition cost should ideally be lower than customer lifetime value. Now, what is customer acquisition cost? When you are acquiring any customer, now for acquiring that customer, what extra cost the company has incurred? The cost that company has incurred in order to acquire more and more customers in its company, that is called customer acquisition cost. Should ideally be lower than customer lifetime value. Yes, the value which uh, the customers they are giving value to your company. From that value, the customer acquisition cost, if it is less, then only the company will have the benefit. Like customer lifetime value is, let's take an example, 60. And customer acquisition cost, you are incurring how much cost? 40. So this is always high. So if it is high, then company will make profits, otherwise not. So this is correct. It should be ideally lower than CLB. Hiring too fast can create cultural and financial problems. Yes, if you are hiring employees in your company without considering that what they know, what they are, what in what field they are lacking, or do they have proper skills or not. So hiring too fast can create cultural and financial problems. Early stage startups rarely experience leadership challenges. Now, if any startup companies is at the early stage, then that startup company will always face the leadership challenges, not rarely. It will face the leadership challenges every time because the startup, everyone is new. So the person who has started its own company, that person is also unaware of many things related to the leadership qualities. So rarely experience leadership challenges, not rarely, most of the time. This is wrong. Now, pivoting helps a startup adapt when initial ideas fail. Yes, you can take the help of different people, their suggestions, their ideas. When your initial ideas fail, then you can take the help of different people. So this is also correct. So 1, 2, and 4 are correct, and statement 3 is wrong. Any doubt? Clear? All right. So answer is A. And this is your capsule batch. So to enroll in this batch, 2 days are still left. And if you have not yet joined my Telegram channel, you can join this Telegram channel. So all the YouTube class updates, some of the important PDFs are being shared over this channel. So Saloni Gupta, Oliveboard, CIB, CIB. So you all can join. And today I'll share the formula sheet of module A, module B and module C of ABFM. All right. So after this class, I'll share you the formula sheet and the PDF. After the class gets over, I'll upload the PDF. So go check it once, revise once more the PDF. If any confusion comes to your mind, then you can ask in the live class, that is when the YouTube class, or you can ask in the Telegram. Okay, so thank you all for watching this session. And if you feel sessions are helpful, then do like the session, share it with everyone, and subscribe the channel. And don't forget to join tomorrow's YouTube final marathon class starting at 6 p.m. onwards. All right, sure. So let's meet tomorrow at 6 p.m. So till then, take care, everyone. Goodbye. Keep studying, keep watching.